Your approach to case taking is a little different. So would you please explain it a little bit further, a little bit deeper, your approach?
Okay.
Your concept.
The concept.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm going to start down a certain path. If it gets too specific, then we'll just go in a different direction.
Mm-hmm.
If you go by the sort of from a one line, which is, I'm just going to take this sort of science line. If you take a certain species, let's say human beings, you can say that human beings have developed in different regions and are specially adapted to different regions at different times. Because of that, you can almost think of us as subpopulations. And I don't just mean races, I mean just subpopulations. Some of us are better designed to live in a desert, some of us are better designed to live in a very wet area of mountains and so on. Because we are subpopulations, we actually respond to the environment a little bit different than somebody else in a different subpopulation. We respond a little bit similar to other people within our subpopulation. And if you actually look at the sort of ethological point of view, you can almost think of these as fitness peaks, and that each subpopulation is on top of one of these fitness peaks. And when you think of it that way, you might almost see, okay, it sounds a little bit funny, but a person might have more in common with a dog or a cat or a horse or a bird or whatever than they might have with another person, because the way they respond to environment is very similar. And so what I start looking at is, what is the way this subpopulation responds uniquely to their environments versus that subpopulation? When you start to look at it that way, you start to realize there's a kind of an interaction, it's sort of a dance between the environment, the susceptibility you have towards whatever stresses that you might have to adapt to, and your adaptive mechanism. And that leads to what I believe Hahnemann was talking about, which is susceptibility, which he talks a lot about, that we create, that we adapt to the environment in as best a way as we can, in that our adaptation is at least based on our inheritance and the past genetics. What it finally comes to is, after talking for many hours along this line, is what you might call norms of reaction. That different individuals have different norms of reaction to other individuals, and that within a certain stress, if you feel it as a stress, you adapt one way as everybody does that way versus somebody else. Ultimately, this is the concept of homeopathy. This is the concept of what has become known as personalized medicine, which has now become such a exciting new revelation in medicine, but it's actually 200 years old.